Yukon Bliss Podcast.
A different angle.
I don't want to be known as Chesty Waters.
Chesty Waters. That is awesome. What happens in the wagon stays in the wagon until today. So tell me about your painting here, because it's just gorgeous.
This painting is from 2016. I decided to do an art show, having never done an art show in my life. And I just kept painting and painting and painting. And this is one of the outcomes of that paintings.
Yep. That is just amazing.
It's not quite in focus.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's all right, I think.
It's super low quality camera. Because you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah,
it's
true.
We live in the bush. We just don't have it yet. We will. We will. And so,
absolutely.
I'll pour you some tea.
Sure.
Tell me about your artistic process with the painting.
It's really kind of funny because I haven't done any formal training in any type of artwork except for animation. I did go to school for animation. So a lot of it is just trial and error. So you just, like Bob Ross would always be like, happy accidents. You just try it. And you have an idea and you just try it, and either it works or it doesn't. And if it doesn't, then you just switch directions.
Exactly.
And do something different. Northern lights are incredibly hard to do. Same with reflections into water. So all of this was just trial and error, and it works. And if it didn't work, it wouldn't be sitting in here with you.
Well, it's absolutely beautiful. And I'm going to have to put it up in our new cabin on display.
Yeah.
That would be just beautiful. And of course, Greg will build a frame. You will build a proper frame for your picture. It looks like glazing techniques and things that I've seen all these fabulous artists doing. I love it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So tell me about your projects that you're involved in. Well, what you were involved in. Let's talk about that first.
Oh, the big one.
Come up to today.
The big project. So I was, when was that? It'd be October of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There was a thing on Instagram, a post on Instagram about coming out to puppet training, train to be a puppeteer. I'm like, I'll train to be a puppeteer. And it's a friend of mine who is the production company. Shout out to Sean at Art Productions, Kelly Milner. And so she was putting on this training, and we did like a 3-day workshop. And if you were kind of leveled up enough, then they were invited back to it was actually a slow audition is what it was. It was a 3-part audition to be a puppeteer. But it started as training just to see who was out there and who would be interested. So we went with it, and I ran with it, and ended up becoming one of the main characters on the show, which is Lou the Beaver. And which as soon as you hear her voice, you will hear my voice.
I was like, oh yeah, that's Terrie there. I loved it. We watched it quite a bit of the episodes.
Yeah.
You really bring that one to life.
It's a pretty fun one. And
there's a lot to it, isn't there?
It was what was called an all cast day. So because every puppet played that day.
Yeah.
So it was a very, very busy time, and there was a lot of people and a lot of things happening, and that's all happening like above your head, which a lot of people forget that there's like a whole system happening underneath there.
It's amazing.
And when you're like that close, you really get to know the people you're working with.
Oh yeah.
And people don't always wear deodorant, and that's difficult. That's difficult.
Well, I made a new product for that. It is my Florida water, and it's a deodorant.
Oh.
So I'm hoping that I can present that one at the Fireweed Market.
Yeah, that would be good.
So there, I hit my 2 sponsors. Just kidding.
And then as a start with the puppeteering, on top of that, they needed somebody to do props for the show. So I was contacted for that to make props, because I'm really good at making things. And so I made, I would say, at least 90 to 95% of the props, like the little things that you see around there, have been created by my hands in my basement. And then they had somebody to be what's called a puppet wrangler, and they are someone who is trained. Puppets are very
Is that like
specific.
roping and tackling them to the ground?
Yes, but gently, because they're puppets.
Like wrangler.
So you're in charge of the puppets to make sure that they're maintained properly, because they are very specialized things. They're created very specifically when you get well-made ones. So you have to have someone who's trained for that. So I'm the head wrangler on that with a team of 2 others, and we had to be in charge of that. So some days it was you're on stage and your hand above your head and you're doing all those things, and you come off stage and your puppet comes off and you're taking everyone else's puppets and you're sewing an arm back on and fixing a tooth, putting it back on, putting your puppet back on, and away you go again. There was a lot of hat switching. And then I was asked to take a stab at the animations for it. So I animated on all the shows as well.
That's amazing.
So it went from like one small thing to like just part of the whole team.
Really immersive process.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite part of the process? That whole experience of just the process.
Oh.
But then we'll go behind the scenes,
It's kind of hard to say because
fun anecdotes
it's I think the favorite part of all of it is making props, because it really is like you just have a list of like an old-fashioned suitcase, and then you're Googling and you're getting pictures and everything, and you have meetings. The producers like, no, that kind of suitcase, not that kind, and then you have to build it.
Yeah.
And I like to try to, because it's a prop. It's going to be coated in something nice. So whatever's underneath it doesn't matter what's underneath it. So we just happen to be doing, I don't know, renovating or something. So a lot of the things underneath there is just recycled. It's like go through the recycling and be like, oh, take this and take that and cover it up. There's a UFO that I created for Alien Abduction Day. That's a thing.
Oh.
We created a short for it. I think it should be on YouTube.
That's right on.
And
I'll try to link it somewhere.
And there's a UFO I created in there that is the top of a distilled water bottle and I think 2 paper plates, and everything is just painted and glued together. It's like the jankiest, looks like one of those old 1960s movies where it all goes like that. I put lights on it. It's pretty cool.
It sounds perfect.
It's actually one of the top props. When people see it, they're like, that's the one. They're like, I want to take that one home. And you kind of have to safeguard it so it doesn't walk away. Like I'm always aware of where that one is, because some of the times you go to viewings and you set up like the stuff, like the props are all out there, and I always
need to make
know
an extra
where.
One just so you feel better about it. You know what I mean?
I don't know. We put out like, if you ever see on the back of a milk jug, it's like missing.
Well, it's a creation, right? It's
Yeah.
Like, oh, my baby.
Well, it's not just that. It's
that's how we feel about the wagon. It's like, oh no, I couldn't just leave my wagon anywhere.
Yeah. So
it's my precious.
So yeah, that would be making the props. I think was the most fun. I mean, it's all.
Have you always done that?
Make things?
Yeah, kind of like what I feel like
it's
you've
my
always
life.
been
Yeah.
a maker.
My mom is like that, and we grew up like it was, a 1-income household, and so a lot of things were like you just got them made, and my mom could do it. So it's like I'd complain in the morning. This is even when I was like 15, 16 years old. I'm like, I got nothing to wear. The usual teenage drama.
Totally.
And you go to bed and the next morning you get up and there's like a skirt my mom made for me, like while I was whining and being miserable in my room. She's like, well, you could have made yourself a skirt. I made you one.
It's amazing when you make something out of love though, where it's just like all of a sudden we can stay up all night. We got lots of energy.
It's true.
It's the mom stuff.
Yeah.
It's magical.
So so that was, I've always been a creator of things. Yeah.
That sounds like it's always been just part of who you are.
Yeah.
So. All right. So up to today.
What
are you working on right now?
Now I make stuffed creatures. You actually have one here.
Yes, I do.
How appropriate. I have more of them outside.
This is Morpheus.
Morpheus, so is the only. Oh, his wing is coming out.
Oh, that's because I was playing with him. We danced.
Maybe he needs to go to.
We danced. What can I say? We had techno going. It was pretty cool.
Morpheus is the only one that has left the house without his own name. You were the only person who's named another one because I name all of them myself.
Speaking of
he
that,
leaves.
Damien, do you want a chocolate?
Yes, thank you.
Would you like a chocolate?
Yes, I will, but not while I'm talking. So
All
I call them my emotional support animals or creatures because they kind of look like super stressed.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to look stressed. You're
like, I have anxiety.
True. This is exactly what it looks like. Like,
oh yeah, I know.
And then you don't have to look that way. You just got this guy to look like that for you. And so I've been creating all sorts of them.
I love the weighted pillows you showed me.
Yeah, I have
they're perfect.
Some of the pillows, and then I also paint on top of that. And paint like this. There's this kind of painting, which is beautiful. But imagine like I paint more like this kind of person.
Yeah.
But I've been doing some fun ones.
Did you want me to get your bag?
Sure. A pig who's also very stressed about a lot of things.
He looks like he needs a hug really badly.
And he that's why you want to hug him, right?
He looks like the expression he'd have
And
on his face after comforting my friend Beth. Poor Beth. Hi Beth, I love you.
And then I have this chicken. This one is mine. This one stays home. He's not for sale. He doesn't go other places. This is his only outing.
I'll have to fight you for him.
No. And then this is the original.
Oh my God.
This is the original.
Oh man, that's a really, really perfect one.
So this one is, if I can replicate him in any way, when I first made him, because you start with just the body, right?
You know how I feel about rabbits, right?
Yes. So when I first made him, I just I was trying to make a puppet and it didn't work. So I just moved on. I'm just not going to sit and keep fighting this thing. I'm like, well, I'm going to make it into a stuffed animal then. Mm-hmm. And so then I started putting it together, and Damien walks in and he said, hold on a second. Sure. And he says, why are you making a giant penis? Because without his face, it kind of looks like that.
Oh.
And then I started laughing. And so then it was a real trust the process moment, because then this comes up next, right? And so then finally his ears and then his oversized arms. And yeah, he is very soft. He is the original.
Oh gosh.
And he is totally anxiety ridden.
Well, yeah, that sounds like we need you.
Like rabbits are.
I feel like he's like the rose quartz. Yeah, well, I might have to, scrounge the urge to beg for him.
Really what you have to do is ravenous. There's a male.
Oh, yes.
Ravenous. Yeah. Rabbit penis. Ravenous.
Oh my goodness.
Really, you have to talk to Damien, because I have enough fabric to make one more, but that fabric invaded our whole house. It was everywhere. Fuzz, it coming off. I would walk out what is that, pig pen from all the stuff coming off of me. I'm like, I just vacuumed 5 minutes ago. Just everything's covered again.
He's stealing the show right now. Ravenous? Like as in ravenous?
No, rabness.
Rabness.
Rabbit penis. Ravenous.
Oh my God, you literally did.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not
literal.
Over the picture.
It's a literal translation.
Wow.
Not translation, whatever you would say.
Well, I just love that.
Yeah. And then I tried to make a cat, and I don't know.
Do or do not. There is no try.
He's kind of Yoda-ish, yeah. But he's fun. He's just fun. And he's got
a giant.
His red stripe, because the seam didn't pull tight, and
is he a worm?
No, he's supposed to be a cat with a big tail. I don't know what he is, but
yeah, you said that.
He doesn't fit in. I
should probably listen to you, right?
Maybe.
Oh, that'd be a good idea.
Sometimes. And then this guy is hot off the press. He was just completed yesterday. This is Bartholomew, the bison.
Oh my goodness.
Who also now just resides at my house. There's no way I can let this one go anywhere.
Isn't that something?
He is just...
I think it's neat that you just can make them and keep them for yourself just because they're so cool. I think that I would have trouble.
I don't know if anyone would love it as much as I do.
Well, I think they would.
But would they? Because I made that. I pulled that out of my head and I made it come to life. No one's going to love it like I do.
That's true. On the other hand, maybe thousands of people will love him. What if he became a puppet? What if?
He
What
could.
Amazing.
It's the amazing thing about it is that is exactly how puppets are. Like, well, some not exactly how puppets are made, but this is a pattern for a puppet that I just adapted to suit my needs and Bart's needs too.
He could be like a mascot for the wildlife.
He could be.
Reserve up here, yeah.
The thing is, like, these are something else I should probably talk about. So all of these are made from reclaimed clothing or blankets. I go to the free store, the thrift store. You buy the good stuff, you bring it home, you wash it. Same with all the filling. I think I've single-handedly saved, I think, close to 10 pillows from just being thrown into the garbage, which doesn't seem like it's a big deal, but that's only since December. Like, that's only in this small span of time.
So
just
to take everything apart?
Yeah, I don't mind. It's destruction. Sometimes you like to destroy things in a gentle way, you know?
I know.
Yeah.
You know. A little bit of rage.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Sometimes it's out. Or sometimes your brain is not in creative mode, so you need to get ready for that. So you need the stuff ready for it. Sometimes you're just, let's just take this apart. I need to be busy, but I don't have the ability to think of something new to make, so I'll tear apart something old.
Until you kind of get lost in flow state.
Yeah.
So do you play music and things when you're working?
I put Netflix on and like peripherally watch the craziest shows. Like currently I'm watching Vikings, which is like the most, it's so violent and crazy. Lots of times I got to be like, it's too much. I will just listen and I'll sew over here.
Well, and
other times you're like, what?
Yeah, that's the thing.
So these guys are all reclaimed fabric from different things. I made a rabbit out of sheared beaver and sealskin, which is in these. You can find these characters in Hidden Treasures and Collectibles. Is a store downtown that carry. It's a cool little store on Main Street that is all, I think 90% Yukon artists, and it's a place for them, like a craft store that's all the time. So you can go in there like Spruce Bog, but without everyone being crazy. And better parking. And so you can buy them there. So there is like a real fur rabbit in there. And then I just got some more, I think it's mink. There was no tag on. It's like an old fur coat that I just took apart. And I've cleaned it as best as you can clean, like in the snow. And I don't know if you ever cleaned fur in snow.
Well, my dogs do that. Yeah. And it's amazing how clean they get.
Yeah.
And I've used the mop and snow to clean my wagon.
Yeah.
Why not?
Exactly.
It's very, very efficient.
Yeah. And then stuff that doesn't get put into these guys, like any little bits of stuff I put into, like I take old t-shirts and I make them into pillows. And they're heavy because it's all fabric. It's not lit, like a little polyfill.
See, I'm going in my mind thinking therapy.
Yeah.
And a t-shirt that belonged to someone we loved. And getting you to make something out of that that has a weight to it.
Yeah.
To comfort them. I don't know. That's where I'm going with it.
Yeah. That'd be cool. And then I also paint.
You have to tell me about this artwork that I've seen.
So I did. This is how I started. Mm-hmm. And this is where I went to. One of those, where did you start and where did you go to?
Yeah.
So now I paint like very much. This is burlap that I got at the free store in, I think, Deep Creek.
I just love this little guy down here.
Yeah. They're just like, Again, everyone's worried. Like, it's just the state of the world right now, right? These fish are like, this guy is like, what do you want? And this guy's, I'm just going that way. And he's like, what do you want? This guy's like,
they're relatable right now.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Very relatable.
And then this one always takes people a minute. Because they don't quite understand it and then realize that, like, he's been bitten in half. Oops. And that's why he is screaming, because he's missing.
Oh, well. Yeah. I think they grow parts of themselves back.
They do. They do. That's why
the big deal.
He's not super traumatized.
You lose your tail, you grow it back.
That's right. And there's another fish. And they're kind of see-through because it's the burlap. It's kind of hard to see at the camera. And then
they're cute.
My moose.
I love the moose.
Always big eyes.
Absolutely adorable.
And this one I
gotta tell you a moose joke.
This one is just
Do you
really
like my hair?
I moosed it.
I know.
This one I just find is
My son
really
uses
funny.
jump a lot.
So I like the colors in this.
That is cute.
Yeah.
Now, what are they swimming toward there?
It's a fishing lure if you look closely.
Okay.
So they're just
wondering.
looking at it like, what is happening here?
It looks like they're swimming into a vortex. Just saying.
Okay.
You know, we're in the wagon. It happens.
Exactly.
It happens. Yeah.
So yeah, those are some of the things. I mean, there's way more, but you don't have a big enough wagon.
No. But you're going to be somewhere with all of your wares, are you not?
I am going to do a pop-up store. I just don't know. We're hoping for the end of May. I'm just not sure of the location yet. So it's a friend of mine who also just likes to create and needs a place to, like, what do you do with it, right? It's so much fun to make it. So back to these guys. These ones are also like, I'm not going to plug how much they cost, but I will say that they're reasonably priced because I want people to buy them. I want them to take them home because I want to make more. And if I keep making more and no one's buying them, then I just have a house full of these things. And I just feel like they give a lot of joy. So that's why I don't price them expensive. And
yeah, you're the greatest guest to have on for Yukon Bliss. It's all about where we find our bliss. Right?
Yes.
Now that's a crazy concoction.
And then
what is this?
I grabbed it. It needs to be fixed.
Is that one of those weapons?
Yeah, I did a series. I did nunchucks, a sword. The sword is really funny because it's very flaccid. Because it's, I don't know, it's like 5 feet long. It's a big sword. And I made this flail, and then I tried it out on my kid because it's all soft. He's 18. He can take it. And he's got a face because this is Floyd flail.
Oh, my goodness.
But then as I was flailing my son with it, I realized that the flail was coming off. So it's quality control was what it was.
That's right.
But yeah, I made, like, this is an old sweater. And this is
it has to be able to take some kind of beating, doesn't it?
a baby blanket. And then, like, I made a chain out of a blanket. Like, it's all recycled and goofy.
That is perfect.
And it is perfect because, like, you can really wallop someone with this and it doesn't hurt at all. It's like getting hit with a Nerf ball.
Well, maybe it needs to hurt just so you have more satisfaction. I don't know. Maybe it needs a sound effect.
I don't know. You can do your own sound effects.
That too.
That's not my job.
Oh gosh. I do love sound effects. So what inspires you to make your particular puppets? Well, I'm sorry, stuffies. What do you call them?
Emotional support friends.
Okay. Some of ours are full of more stuffing than others.
Exactly.
It's good.
Some are full of a mix of stuff. I'm not really joking.
What is that? What's in this coffee? I don't know.
Inspiration.
Yeah, that's in here.
I think that I just like making things goofy looking. Like, it really starts with I made this character and then you make an eyeball and you make 2 eyeballs, right? So you're just starting with like no pupils. And then it's the eyes that throw it off. Like, you could put like little eyelids on it and all of a sudden he's like kind of tired looking. Or if you go from underneath, then he looks like he's just off a bender. Like, it's, or you make the pupils really tiny and they're like,
oh, they're perfect.
And then this mouth, of course. This mouth it was an actual puppet mouth. It really took a lot of, if you feel in the corners, it's still pretty sharp. Like, there was actual like form, not wire, but it's like I guess it'd be cardboard.
Oh yeah.
Fancy cardboard, puppet cardboard.
Puppet board.
Whatever you call it.
Puppet board.
Really, it's just the same as a cereal box, what they cost more. Right? Isn't that what it looks usually what it's like?
That could all be recycled too.
Yeah. So then I had to like rip a lot of that stuff out, and there's some hot glue chunks in there. Yeah.
What else do you like to do? I saw that you did a lot of sewing.
Yes.
So you have your pillows and you have your emotional support.
And then I just made creatures. Just
tell me about those.
Pieced things together to make it a thing. Like
a thing.
It is just a thing with eyes. Like, it just imagine this
That's
crystal,
kinda neat.
and then you just put some eyes on it and put a face on it and some arms, and all of a sudden he's your friend, right?
Yeah.
So
Much. Wilson.
and that's
same thing.
that's where it started from, was just that kind of just learning to sew. I only learned how to sew in a sewing machine in December.
Yeah.
Like I'd never used a sewing machine before in my life until 4 months ago.
Yeah, and you're a genius. I told you that before. You're a genius.
We were saying this before the show came on. It's weird because like I don't often talk about myself, because it's like, why can't you do this? Like, why can't you? You can do it. Anyone can do it.
Yeah.
Just try.
Yeah.
Just put some more effort in. Like, draw a line, and then how could that line be better?
Mm-hmm.
And just keep going from that. And then when someone's like, hey, could you do that? And I was like, not yet, but I will. It's that kind of attitude too.
It's difficult. A lot of people don't even understand what creativity is, but Einstein said it's intellect having fun.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. And John Cleese said that we needed a safe space to be creative, where we can make mistakes because they're happy accidents, basically. All of the great artists and greats, they understood the process. I told you you were a genius. Just got to work on our hair a bit more to get you to have that Einstein look. And then, you know.
I could have the Einstein look tamed down a little bit right now.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. It's good. Yeah, I'm all about the hair being the antenna. I always tell people about that one, because it's just a crazy idea, but I really think that there's something to it. Yeah, well, I'm just so happy that you came on today. And
yeah.
Is there anything else you want to add?
No, go to Hidden Treasures and Collectibles. I'm not the only artist there. My sister's also there. I'm just kidding. She is.
I get it, though.
Yeah.
Better mention.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So, no, go and check it out. It's full of things for all sorts of artists. Excellent. And I think it's a great place to check out.
And it's right on Main Street?
Right on Main Street. Yeah.
Right where?
In the blue building that's right beside where Horwitz is.
Okay.
Yeah. There's like bear paw gifts and road dog music, vinyl, and there's a little door in between. I love the Horwitz Mall. They have excellent French roast in there. I'm just saying. It's beautiful. Well, I think we'll wrap up so we can eat some chocolates now. I love it. Well, thank you for having me on. Yeah, well, you're welcome. This was fun. And thank you for being on my very first podcast. Oh, it's fun. All right. So if this kind of thing interests you, just DM me and we'll talk about you coming on the show, and you can talk about your process or anything else you want to talk about. All right. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye. You see